The story begins when the younger Deadpool dug up the grave of the werewolf to visit the old friend's health, but all that remained of the current werewolf was only a skeleton covered with vibranium. Deadpool was very miserable at the death of Logan, so he started to confide in confession to this emotional skeleton. Being sad and rotten to the core, heartbroken, a group of people from the TVA came. This is a variance management organization of time. As soon as they appeared, Deadpool held the werewolf's skull, coconut shell. Knowing it is hard to escape from TVA's pursuit, he banged his hand with Logan's bones to fight together. First, he broke off a rib and transformed it into a small blade. Next, he used other bones to slash each name, even taking the werewolf's skull to make weapons. While beating them, Deadpool danced very excitedly. After throwing the werewolf's bones, he moved to dance with the ribs. In addition, Deadpool also used his friend's claws to make weapons. He told them to call home and tell their mother to buy a coffin. But why is this deadly Deadpool young man being chased like that? It turned out that 6 years ago, Deadpool used a time machine, Duration of the Tree, to move from Earth 10,000 to Earth 616, the place where he met Happy, who is currently the representative of the superhero organization that likes to take revenge on the Avengers. Here, Deadpool talks about his aspirations, from the heroic trophies that he himself recognized to the fact that he idolized the Avengers' warriors, or the ability to fight independently to teamwork. He adapted very well. After a while, Deadpool's ultimate goal is to become a genuine Avenger. But Happy said no. Being an Avenger is not a job. It is the responsibility of a superhero. Moreover, Deadpool does not belong to this Earth. Returning to the present on Earth 10,000. At this time, Deadpool was bored with fighting and became an old car salesman, but selling all year and still no one bought, so he had to go to a friend's car. That day, Deadpool received a surprise birthday from superheroes. The young man was very touched and thanked them. As soon as he blew out the candle, there was a knock on the door. Opening the door were people from the TVA organization. "I don't know you guys came to the party. Come on, let's get it quickly." Whoever had just finished talking, they immediately pulled out weapons, hot goods. Deadpool saw something was wrong, but before he could explain, someone pulled him into a space gate. Waking up, Deadpool found himself in the TVA Time Management Center. The person sitting in front of him was Paradox. He said that this organization is responsible for preserving the sacred timeline to prevent the creation of replacement timelines. After listening, Deadpool did not understand what Paradox was saying. A new set of papaya leaves? Nonsense. Confusing talk. So Paradox decided to lead Deadpool to solve his questions. There were many employees who are in charge of managing different timelines. Paradox also said there may be a timeline where Deadpool is an Avenger. Hearing that, the guy was very interested. Paradox also showed him the war of the former captain. Seeing his admirable idol, Deadpool solemnly raised his hand. There was even a moment when he had a rabbit, or perhaps nerve, to fight to the last moment. Paradox said he was ready to let Deadpool join Earth 616's Avengers. Of course, Deadpool could not miss this opportunity. He immediately ran home to put on his cool battle outfit. This is the mutant we know, not an old car salesman. At this time, Deadpool offered to borrow Paradox's TemPad to bring his friends. But Paradox told him not to go back and forth between two such timelines. It will branch out many different forms and endanger the whole universe. Paradox also said Deadpool's timeline was worse due to the death of Logan. Reviewing the day he lost Logan, everyone was moved to tears. But why can the death of his best friend affect Deadpool's timeline? So Deadpool offered to bring another werewolf from another universe. This will solve this problem. Of course, Paradox could not agree. He gave him two options. One is to return to his Earth and see its death. 2, he can go to Earth 616 to become an Avenger. But Deadpool is a person who attaches great importance to gratitude. So he decided to snatch, play big dance, the TemPad from the hands of Paradox. Before his sexy butt hit the face of others, Deadpool disappeared through the gate. And that is also the reason why the TVA group came after him. With werewolf claws in hand, he gently defeated each name, even stabbed the claws into the backside, second hole, and slashed the painted bird, crotch of the two men. After the bloody fight, Deadpool decided to find another werewolf to replace Logan. But unexpectedly, this werewolf possesses a height of 3 meters but acts like a child. Well, I have to find another Logan. The second person who had just met Deadpool skewed him hundreds of times. The next person is Logan Poisonous Longin, sitting at a bar. Because of harassment, Deadpool was pierced. Just like that, the Examiner, Deadpool, was bored with many different Logan variants, even putting himself in the battle between the werewolf and the Green Giant. After being punched through other times, Deadpool happened to meet one Logan that he thought was very special. He didn't expect the opposite to know about him, but it seems that this Logan was drunk, awakened, so he constantly sucked to suckle, drank heavily. The opposite was too drunk, so Deadpool took that opportunity to bring him to TVA's headquarters. Paradox was really surprised at the actions of the Mutant Examiner. He said that this Logan was the one who destroyed his timeline. After listening, Deadpool was confused. But before he could do anything, Paradox sent them off into the dark space. Logan also immediately became the next victim. As soon as Deadpool woke up, Logan's claws stabbed him immediately. Then Logan skewered Deadpool and broke his spine. But Deadpool is a mutant who cannot die. He quickly recovered and constantly jumped back to Logan's back. Hearing a headache, the two of them rushed into each other to exchange martial arts. Because they both have the possibility of immortality, they fought for a few hundred years and still hadn't died. Just like that, the two young men fought like crazy, ate a piece of patties without any mother. After a while of fighting, Logan was stuck with blades like a hedgehog by Deadpool. The mutant man told him that he could correct everything, that the TVA could return them to their time. While the two are discussing, a mysterious character appears. It was followed by a group of people with prisoners who came. Unexpectedly, the masked one was Captain America, Steve Rogers. Seeing his idol, Deadpool planned to hug him. But in this timeline, Steve is Johnny, the Human Torch. The one who hunts him is the guy with the name Pyro. He is also a man who has the ability to control fire. At this time, Johnny triggered his soaring power, flamed on. Pyro easily absorbed it. But out of fire, Johnny seemed to become useless. So he fell on the fence and lost 2 quail eggs, testicles, and landed on his mouth. At this time, an old man with a mouth quite fierce like a drill appeared. Thinking about how Logan's guillotine died, whoever finished the dog, he continued here. Just then, the necks of Logan and Deadpool were immediately sucked by a magnet machine into a spoon position. Waking up, they were locked in a cage. Johnny explained to both that this is the void, dark space. Therefore, returning to TVA to correct mistakes is impossible. The one who made them come here is the female villain Cassandra Nova, and their base is the corpse of a giant ant. As soon as he came here, the big door opened to welcome them. Cassandra Nova finally appeared. She knows about the werewolf and has captured a Logan version. But Deadpool immediately declared that she could not take Logan because he needed to take the opponent to his universe. Even when removing Deadpool's mouth-stitching wire, he started to roast Johnny evenly. He criticized the ink tube Cassandra Nova a lot. Although Johnny constantly denied it, it could not be as fast as the mouth of Deadpool. As a result, the Human Torch was stripped of flesh into a dry skeleton. At this time, the young man had a question. Why was Professor X's wheelchair here? It turned out that Cassandra Nova was his twin sister. But the two of them followed 2 different paths. She likes to use the power to manipulate everyone's mind. Cassandra said that she and the TVA organization agreed with each other, and she became the hegemony of the void, dark space. Logan angrily roared and was zapped by the villain. Deadpool saw that and raised his hand to surrender. But she was still very curious about him. After stabbing her hand through his head, all the memories of Deadpool were read by her. Thanks to that, Cassandra knew he did not belong to the current universe. At this moment, Logan suddenly stabbed his claw through the girl. Thinking it was good, but anyone could see she had no problem, was unharmed. From a distance, the monster Alioth is rushing over, so Cassandra and his subordinates hurriedly fled into a shelter. It is a ravenous creature that will swallow everything when passing. Logan quickly activated a set of armor and together with Deadpool took off to escape from this successfully. The two crashed into a house to find food, but couldn't find anything. Instead, a medical alcohol jar. Because Logan is so drunk, Deadpool replaces Logan's alcohol with water. Here, Deadpool confided about his dream of becoming an Avenger, but being abandoned. Moreover, he has just lost his current lover, Vanessa. The mutant was also jealous because Logan was a member of the X-Men. But looking at Logan's face, he didn't seem very proud. While continuing to move, the two heard a dog barking. It even wears a set of Deadpool symbols. The dog ran to wag its tail with him as his owner. Even more surprising is a long-haired Deadpool also running here. His face is very handsome and not full of scars like this young man. There are also 3 very genuine gold-plated guns. Calmly, long-haired Deadpool gave the two people a car. They can move to the border of this space to join the resistance force against Cassandra. On the road, Logan learned the fact that Deadpool wasn't sure he could fix the timeline. Although he said this is to save all his loved ones, Logan also has his own universe, so the two started to argue. Logan was kicked out of the car immediately and stormed in to skewer Deadpool. Just like that, the 2 young men took turns coming out of the car and then getting back in. The poor car is innocent of whatever crime they liked to punch each other inside it. After 77-69 rounds, the car was now broken. While they are resting for strength to hit next, someone approached and drove the car away. When Logan woke up, he held a bottle of wine in his hand. It turned out that this place was the resistance of the Revolutionary Army against Cassandra. The warriors are all heroes from ancient to modern times. While Dead was greeting them, Logan still fell in love with his bottle. This was unintentionally uncomfortable when Gambit broke it. At this time, Laura, X-23, appeared. She'd also possessed the same power as Logan. They are all expelled by TVA to the Void, dark space. Here, Deadpool has named this resistance team himself the Bevengers. Referring to Avengers, to defeat Cassandra, people need to fit together. But the Bevengers all thought it was impossible, because the strongest person, Johnny, lost his life at the hands of Nova. After listening, Deadpool pretended to send deep condolences. With his silver tongue, Eeltie, he succeeded in encouraging the Bevengers. Finally, the resistance members agreed to participate. However, when the whole group was gearing up, Logan bluntly refused to cooperate. That night, Laura took the initiative to talk privately with the wolf. 2 people have similar strength, so they could understand each other easier. In addition, they both lost their teammates beside them. But for Laura, she will stand up to fight against the enemy. And Logan blamed himself because he could not save the X-Men team in his universe and sank into the bottles of wine. The next morning, the group departed on a shabby car, except Logan, to arrive at the territory of Cassandra. Atta and the juniors also quickly learned this. The big attack, Black Gia Great, started the Great War with a rocket breaking the door. After crossing the Sea of Fire, stepping down to Sea Cool, Cassandra's henchmen immediately pointed guns at them. Nova was also quite surprised about this attack, but more surprisingly, Logan climbed out from the trunk of the car. After the fighting started, this blood donation, Carnage, the main villain didn't need to face them. Just the juniors dealing was enough. Very quickly, both sides rushed into each other to exchange martial arts, showing off how much strength they had. Gambit controlled the attacking cards and caused their victims to explode. Elektra, with 2 hands and 2 swords, fought fiercely. The Blade guy is not medium when proficient in many different types of weapons. And Laura has the same fighting style as Logan. Like a whirlwind, breathing like a flag, Deadpool and Logan also broke into the inside. The remaining members dealt with the outside minions. At this time, Cassandra was still very leisurely sitting and drinking tea. As soon as she got up, she turned. Deadpool was like in the trend. Logan is of course not the opponent of Nova. Cassandra started taunting the wolf about not being able to save the X-Men group. Just like that, he was gradually manipulated by his mental pain, even convincing him to fight with Nova in the void. Laura outside climbed to the top of the skull before she was pulled down and threw her backpack to Deadpool. Taking that opportunity, he immediately took a hat and put it on Cassandra's head. A power dampening device? Now let's see. After a bit of panic, she realized that if they are a little late, no one can take them out of the void. At this moment, gunfire rang out straight at Cassandra. It turned out that Pyro was a double agent, Paradox sent to take out Nova. Logan angrily defeated him with just 1 punch. In this situation, the wolf asked Deadpool to remove the hat so Cassandra recovered. However, she must take them to Deadpool's timeline. Just like that, Logan took her hat. Fortunately, Cassandra is a beautiful villain. She used the ring from a variant of Doctor Strange and then started opening the gate of the space before the astonishment of Deadpool. On the other hand, the owner of the car shop is handing over the product to the customer. The 2 superheroes fell again to crush the car. But instead of being angry, both the seller and the buyer were happy because of the appearance of superheroes. On the other hand, Pyro awakened and was very panicked to see that Cassandra was alive. To save his life, he said he was working for Paradox. Currently, Paradox is on Earth 10,000 to kill the timeline here without permission from superiors. Knowing this, Cassandra immediately opened a gate there and killed Pyro right in front of everyone, then invaded Paradox's consciousness. While waiting, Logan and Deadpool were also blown away by her. Cassandra pulled Paradox to TVA to use a Time Reaper aimed to destroy all timelines. At this time, Logan and Deadpool were awake, but the gate was not closed. The dog and long-haired Deadpool suddenly appeared. But the most surprising thing is that there are many other Deadpool variants coming through the gate. It seems that their appearance is not very friendly. Seeing that, Deadpool began to declare this universe as his and he had the right to stay here. So he told them to quickly get back to their correct places. But they refused because other universes were gradually weakening and ending. After saying that, they immediately opened an attack, causing the long-haired guy to get shot in the mouth. Well, use it as beer to support bullets for convenience. At this time, the dog distracted them, making them stop. He gently went to the side of the road without eating any bullets. How distorted that long hair grows green grave mess because of eating bullets. Seeing that, Deadpool jumped with his gold-plated guns. After that, the two people stubbornly came out to fight. Knowing that the enemy knew their moves, they took care to switch it up. The small dog understood this, so he had a swallow, made a quick exit out of the scene first. Leave the gods to slash each other's wisdom. After a brawl, they went into the bus. After that, the two young men jumped out of the car. However, all Deadpools have the ability to recover quickly, so the other variants couldn't be killed easily. At this time, an Abdominus version appeared. It turned that it was Deadpool's friend Peter at the car shop, so the whole crowd respected him. So the two young men took the opportunity to get out of here. At this time, Cassandra has started to control the time loom, wooden machine. If so, she will destroy the entire timeline. When Paradox is helpless, Logan and Deadpool came too. The wolf threatened her to stop this. So Paradox revealed that to be able to break the time loom's energy flow, the price must be paid with a life. There was not much time. Deadpool and Logan immediately acted. The wolf hoped he could be the conductor to destroy the time loom, because Deadpool needs to live and protect their friends. At the same time, Deadpool also said that Logan is one of the most wonderful werewolves. He was very happy and honored to be his teammate. But when Logan was just about to enter, Deadpool knocked the wolf unconscious and replaced him. Deadpool pulls the timeline energy through a pipe. He needed to grasp the line of the road. The other tube could become a conductor. At the same time, Logan broke down the door with difficulty and stormed into the point of support, causing the set to blow up. It is true that the wolf's fighting spirit is extremely strong. This interrupted Cassandra's destruction process. But Deadpool and Logan's bodies were about to endure too much. As soon as the energy reached 100%, everything exploded. At this time, Paradox was arrested by Hunter B-15 for his crazy actions. Fortunately, both Logan and Deadpool survived the last explosion. Paradox was unbelievable, but before he could hear the explanation, he was carried away. Now Hunter shows them a miracle. The arrival of Logan in this universe has made the timeline more stable. So he was allowed to stay on Earth 1000 with security in this year. Deadpool also had a request to bring all his variants back to their universes. The movie ends here. If you found it interesting, do not forget to watch the channel for other movies and like and subscribe so you don't miss my new videos. Thanks for watching and see you again in the next videos.